During the 2016 presidential election, there is a good chance you were exposed to Russian propaganda here in Colorado. Analysis of Twitter data conducted by the Denver Post found hundreds of thousands of Colorado voters were exposed. Well, Denver 7's Lance Hernandez has been talking to the Post about their investigation. Lance, they looked at 200,000 tweets?
The Post obtained the tweets from a publicly available database, Ann, and then looked for Colorado mentions. They found 300 tweets that fit the bill.
The Russian trolls took great interest in Colorado by using our hashtags that we use in our political sphere on Twitter.
Political reporter John Frank says the Denver Post began its analysis of the tweets before Special Counsel Robert Mueller announced the indictments of 13 Russian nationals for trying to interfere in U.S. elections.
The indictment seems to confirm exactly what we found, that this was the MO of the Russians. This was their strategy to use social media to promote Donald Trump and to denigrate Hillary Clinton.
Frank says it's hard to tell how broadly the tweets were disseminated, but that those originated by Colorado folks were retweeted dozens of times by the Russian trolls. At least a dozen of those appeared in Colorado newspapers and on TV stations in varying contexts.
We saw some very malicious seeming ones, as Twitter has called it, trying to involve race baiting and heighten race politics. We saw a couple spread some fake news stories, including one that a Trump supporter was attacked outside a rally in Colorado. Now, that story was fake, but it did have decent reach.
Congressman Mike Coffman has been outspoken about Russian cyber attacks.
Colorado, being a swing state, could be subject to such interventions in the future.
Now, Mueller's indictment on Friday also goes into posts made on Facebook. Our partners at the Denver Post are continuing their analysis of how deep Russian election meddling made it into Colorado. Mr. Frank says their analysis shows a need for all news organizations and for the public to be more vigilant about some of the tweets we see. Ann?
Yeah, good reminder for us all. Thank you, Lance. Also earlier today, President Trump tweeted about President Obama for not doing anything to stop Russian meddling, saying he was president leading up to and beyond the election.